Guns, taxes, and GOP claims getting the most attention from Politifact Wisconsin viewers. Tom Kircher with the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel is here for our top 4 at 4 click stories in May. It was an interesting month. Let's get to the first one. This is number 4. We'll build to number 1. And here it is from Politifact Wisconsin. Conservative mega donor Richard Eline is a Wisconsin resident. First, who is Richard?
Richard Eline is a major Republican donor. Out-of-state money can be a big issue in political campaigns. So when Kevin Nicholson portrayed Eline as a Wisconsin resident, we found that misleading. Eline has a business in Wisconsin, property, but he lives in Illinois, registered to vote in Illinois.
Nicholson, also a Republican candidate for the U.S. Senate seat.
Right.
So let's take a look at our rating on the truth-o-meter of this one, and you guys rated this one.
False.
False. Okay, let's move to number 3. Jeff Greenfield makes it back on the top 4 list. This is what he tweeted out once. In the rest of the world, there have been 18 school shootings in the last 20 years. In the U.S., there have been 18 school shootings since January 1st. Now, this was the one that came out as a result of the Parkland school shooting. We have seen more school shootings after this. Walk us through this claim by Jeff Greenfield.
The only way you get to 18 school shootings in the U.S. so far this year is if you use a very broad definition. So not only the mass shootings we're familiar with, but things like accidental shootings with no injuries, suicides, gunfire in a parking lot. That's the only way you get to 18.
So there was more to this than what he actually claimed in that tweet. So on the truth-o-meter, how did this one come out?
Mostly false.
Mostly false. All right, let's go to number 2. We're going to talk about Leah Vukmir. She made a claim about Tammy Baldwin, and she said Tammy Baldwin is more worried about the mastermind of 9/11 than supporting CIA Director Gina Haspel. So this came up, and she's referring to who in this particular one?
Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, the mastermind of 9/11 terror attacks. It was such an extreme claim, suggesting that Baldwin somehow had more sympathy for him, and that's why she opposed the president's nominee for the CIA director, but she provided no evidence of that at all.
All right, so when it comes to your ratings, the worst you can get is Pants on Fire. So where did this one fall?
False and ridiculous, Pants on Fire.
Pants on Fire. All right, let's go to the number 1 story in May for Politifact Wisconsin. And this comes from House Speaker Paul Ryan, and he claimed that Democrats are, quote, promising to take it all away. He's referring to the tax cuts passed by the GOP?
Right, signed into law in December by the president. Democratic leaders like Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer have said there's too much given to the rich in that tax law, but there's also tax breaks for the middle class, and those they would like to keep.
So he was trying to make a reference that they could take it all away, but the Democrats have made some concerns about just the high-end folks who are going to benefit from this one. So how did you rate this one on the truth-o-meter?
Half true.
Half true on this. All right, Tom Kircher with Politifact Wisconsin, the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Appreciate you walking us through those.
You bet.
Shannon?